All right, everyone. So you know how we're always getting those listener questions, right?
Hmm.
And one that pops up all the time, like clockwork, whenever those storm clouds start gathering,
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going with this.
it's the anxious pup dilemma.
Hmm.
Our furry friends, those thunderstorms,
Yeah.
it's like a recipe for stress.
And let me tell you, as someone who spent years diving into canine behavior, it's heartbreaking to see. But the good news is there's a lot we can do.
That's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. We're going beyond the basic play some calming music, arming you with practical techniques, stuff you can use right this second if a storm rolls in. Like we're talking a 5-minute toolkit for calming your anxious pup.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
I love that 5-minute toolkit because when that thunder cracks, we don't have time to be flipping through textbooks, right?
Exactly. So first things first, imagine this. The sky's gone dark, your pup's starting to pace, you can practically smell the rain coming. What's step one in our 5-minute toolkit?
Okay, so step one is all about creating a haven, right? A little safe space where your dog can feel secure. And the best part is, it doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah, we're not talking Fort Knox levels of security here.
Right. Even just a blanket draped over their favorite chair, maybe toss in a shirt that smells like you. That familiar scent can make a world of difference. It taps into their instinctual need for enclosed, scent-marked spaces when they're feeling stressed.
It's like their own little thunder bunker. I love it. Okay, so we've got the safe space prepped. Now, one thing our research mentioned was lavender. Is that legit, or is that just us humans loving the smell?
You know, it's funny you ask that because lavender actually does have calming properties for dogs. It's not just a pleasant scent for us.
No way, really.
Yeah, it all comes down to how it interacts with their olfactory system, their sense of smell. Think of things like a diffuser with a few drops of lavender oil, or even just a cloth with a bit of oil on it placed nearby.
Right.
And this is crucial. A little goes a long way. Their sense of smell is way more powerful than ours, so we don't want to overwhelm them.
Definitely something to keep in mind. Less is more, especially with those powerful noses.
Exactly.
Okay, next up in the toolkit. And this one's surprisingly simple, but makes so much sense when you hear the why behind it.
Hmm.
Gentle pressure. Tell me about this one.
So have you ever noticed how a gentle hug, that constant pressure, can be so soothing when you're feeling stressed?
Oh, 100%. Like a weighted blanket, but human.
Exactly. Well, for dogs, gentle pressure can have a similar calming effect. It mimics the feeling of being hugged or even being back in the litter pile as puppies all warm and cozy and safe.
So are we talking like a snug t-shirt?
Yeah.
Or they're actual like dog anxiety wraps or something?
You got it. A snug t-shirt can do the trick, or you can find commercially made anxiety wraps designed specifically for this purpose.
No, I had no idea those existed. See, this is why I love these deep dives. Always learning something new. Okay, so we've got the safe space, the calming sense, maybe a pressure wrap. We are armed and ready for those immediate storm freakouts. But what about, a more long-term strategy?
Yeah, love that you're thinking long term. So beyond the immediate comfort, we also want to equip these pups with tools for resilience. And one of the most powerful tools in our arsenal, distraction.
Distraction. I
Yeah.
mean, like me randomly bursting into song and dance.
Haha. Well, you could try that, but I was thinking more along the lines of engaging their minds. A quick obedience training session. Maybe teaching them a new trick during a storm, it works wonders. Not only does it shift their focus away from the scary noises, but it also strengthens that beautiful bond between you two.
And speaking of distractions, I feel like everyone and their dog is using music these days. Is there any actual science behind that, or is it just nice background noise?
It's more than just background noise, actually. You see, calming music, especially classical music or those playlists designed for anxious dogs, can help to mask those sudden, startling sounds of thunder.
So it's like it's creating a sonic buffer zone.
Exactly. It helps to create a more predictable soundscape, which can be very reassuring for an anxious pup.
Okay, this next point from our research, I gotta say, it really hit home for me. And it's the idea that if we're stressed, our dogs feel it too.
It's so true. We often forget that dogs are masters at reading our energy. So as much as you're trying to calm your dog, remember to take those deep breaths yourself. Your calmness will rub off on them.
Okay, I'll admit sometimes those storms get to me too. But you're right, they definitely pick up on that. All right, so we've got all these amazing techniques, but if I'm sitting here listening thinking, okay, where do I even begin? What's the first step?
That's a great question. And the most important thing to remember is, just like us humans, every dog is different.
We've all got our quirks, right?
Exactly. So what works wonders for one pup might not even faze another. The key is to start gradually. Introduce one technique, see how your dog responds, and then slowly incorporate others. It's all about finding the perfect recipe for your furry friend.
So it's like we're building a personalized, calming fortress, tailored to their needs. Maybe it's the safe space, maybe it's the music, maybe it's a combination of things.
Precisely. And speaking of combinations, don't be afraid to get creative. Remember that example from the research? Combining the safe space with calming music and a pressure wrap. It's like the ultimate relaxation trifecta.
And of course, we always have to add, if there's any concern whatsoever, the anxiety is severe, always reach out to your vet. They're the experts.
Absolutely. This deep dive is all about giving you tools and knowledge, but it's never a replacement for professional guidance.
Exactly. Okay, as we wrap up, if there's one thing I want listeners to take away from all of this, it's Keely. What would you say is the most crucial element?
Hands down, it's consistency. Choose one technique, maybe setting up that safe space, and practice it with your dog before the next storm hits.
So we're not starting from scratch when the thunder's already booming.
Exactly. That way, when the storm does roll in, you're both prepared. And that, my friend, makes all the difference in the world.
Amazing advice. So there you have it, everyone. With a little understanding, a little preparation, and a whole lot of love, you can help your furry friend weather any storm. Until next time.